Going to Albany Junior and Albany Senior has been so influential in my learning journey and shaped me into the person I am today. I'm really proud to have gone to these schools. I loved every part of it.
Albany Junior and Senior High School are two schools on the North Shore which cover years from 7 to 10 and 11 to 13 respectively.
Albany Junior is a 4-year junior high school that goes from year 7 to year 10. Albany Senior is obviously with an older age bracket, so it's year 11, 12 and 13.
The mottos of the two schools are empowered to excel, and it's not if you're bright, it's how you're bright.
The Albany schools don't fit you into a mould. If you're academic, you can thrive here. If you're more into arts, you can do that too. It's really open to whatever type of learning style best suits your needs. These schools play to your strengths.
Albany Junior is quite structured, and you've got a lot of support there for you as you're year 7, 8, 9 and 10. And there's a lot of subjects you can do there, a lot of languages, arts, a great theatre.
I would say with Albany Junior, it was quite a nice transition coming out of primary school.
When I went to Albany Junior, I didn't know anybody. It was sort of a step out of my comfort zone, but I was welcomed by such a friendly environment full of teachers who were truly there for you. They truly helped you move from that sort of intermediate age where you're still building on what you learn in primary. And by the time you're hitting year 9, year 10, they're pushing you to be the best that you can be.
I think Albany Junior did a great job at creating a sense of community with their whānau systems. From year 7 to all the way to year 10, you have a whānau teacher who will be one teacher that sits with you for all those 4 years. And that's a really great way for you to have kind of a constant figure that you can go to if you need support or help, and conversely they get to know you really well within those 4 years so that they can see your growth and kind of keep you accountable. The age of intermediate can be quite challenging for some students. If you're struggling with anything, they're your go-to.
The transition from junior high to senior was relatively easy in the sense that I came to the senior high a lot before I actually started there. We had an annual sports day where the junior kids would verse the senior kids in sport, and I loved always playing the senior kids.
At Albany Junior, you go to school in a uniform. It's very kind of structured, and you're almost more of your traditional high schooling experience. And then you move to Albany Senior where you've got an open learning model, multiple classes sitting next to each other. You mix and mingle with the different year groups, you rock up in mufti.
And so by that point that you get to ASHS in year 11, you're really ready for that independence. And ASHS is aware that students are coming in from junior, which is a bit more structured, and so they do tend to give more support and more structure for those year 11s. And as their time at ASHS continues, they slowly kind of hand the reins over to students a little bit more once they've earned it, so that they can go and do these amazing projects and really lead their learning.
I think I had all the fundamentals at Albany Junior, a little bit of a brief indicator of what I might be interested in. And Albany Senior really just encouraged you to follow those interests, try new things. And I think a standout for me was the impact projects.
One thing that makes Albany Senior really special is their impact projects. So that's once a week on Wednesdays, and that's an opportunity for students to do a project that they're really passionate about, and that makes a positive difference in the community.
The impact projects at Albany Senior High School allowed me to initiate Women in STEM New Zealand, and that's where I really found my passion for what I wanted to do. I'm the co-founder of Women in STEM New Zealand, and I'm very passionate about getting young women and gender diverse individuals into STEM-based careers. An award that I was humbled to win recently was the Major Blues Award for Service and Leadership at the University of Auckland. I received this award because of my contribution to gender equity in STEM, and that's definitely something that started from when I was at Albany Junior and Senior High School. I do want to shout out to some of the amazing teachers that I had when I was at both Junior and Senior High, particularly as being sort of a more academic student, I wanted to pursue the NZQA scholarship exams, and we had some amazing teachers who would put in time to support us in studying for these exams.
I'm actually a strong public school advocate. As someone who I guess is in a degree cohort which is very competitive in law school, we've got a propensity to think very creatively. We still learn the material here, but what we're really doing is we're able to understand the reason behind learning the material. Why do people want us to know maths? Why is it important to communicate? Being able to understand the world around you is probably one of the greatest selling points of Albany.
I wish I could come back here. I loved Albany Senior. I loved the way that it gave you independence. It set me up perfectly for uni. I really felt like I could blossom at senior high. The teachers, they were always monitoring what you were doing, but they let you have your space and sometimes work it out yourself, which I thought was brilliant.
What I've come to really value now that I've left the Albany Senior system and moved on into the university setting is that Albany's philosophy around the learning being the most important aspect of school was really transferable and applicable to university. I'd say my time at ASHS definitely inspired my decision to pursue a teaching assistant role at the university. I've had some absolutely incredible teachers that really taught me a lot of skills and values in terms of how to teach effectively.
And this year I'm doing some research at the university and that's fully independent. I look at some of my classmates this year and some of them struggle quite a lot with that independent kind of self-motivation, and I feel that I really got to hone in those skills whilst I was at school, which is a huge advantage once you reach university.
If your kid needs a bit more support, the schools give you that. If they want to spread their wings and fly, they allow you to do that.
It's pretty much impossible for people to fall through the cracks here. The teachers and the wider SLT really do care about the success of every student, and I truly got that sense during my time here. You really can find your tribe here. There's such a range of people with different interests and skills. I think the whole cohort and the whole school community had an incredible sense of camaraderie and community spirit that I think was made possible because of the open and inclusive culture. I was really lucky to have a great supportive group of friends who went through the whole Albany pathway with me, and coming out of high school felt incredibly connected with them.
My favourite thing from Albany Junior was going on a sports exchange. We went to Sydney and I played netball against some amazing schools, some really talented schools, and I think it really helped my netball. The opportunities that were provided to me at senior high actually allowed me to speak at a conference in Bangkok in Thailand, which was an incredible experience and really shaped my confidence and helped me with my uni and with public speaking. I loved the school so much that I've spent the past 4 years giving back to it. I coach the premier netball sides and I've gone on 2 tournaments with the school, and I just am so grateful for the Albany schools for giving me the opportunities that they did, that giving back was the only way I felt like I could repay them.
My friends and peers who have moved from the Albany schooling system up into university or the real world, they're thriving. We've come from this environment which aligns a lot more with the real world and what you do in later years of study or real work. But ultimately, we learned how to learn. And I think that's reflected by people being able to look at what's happening in the world around them and develop an opinion and voice that opinion.
Going into Albany Junior High, you sort of figure out what it is that you enjoy, and then moving into senior high, you get to actually, pursue what it is that you want.
I think my main message for students who are considering coming to Albany Junior and then on to Albany Senior is that you will definitely find your people here.
To a parent of someone thinking of sending their kids through these schools, I'd say absolutely.
Like growing up, being a teenager, it is challenging at times, and I think one of the things that really made my experience at both Albany Junior and Albany Senior so important and memorable was the teachers. The amount of care and interest that they take in your life is just so special. It made me want to come to school. Throughout junior and senior, I always felt really safe and included and accepted at school, and I think it's really important. I'm now at university. It's kind of crazy. I'm only realising now how lucky I was to go to Albany Junior and Albany Senior.
We're a schooling network that is designed for the future. We've always been called future-driven, and that couldn't be more true. So do consider Albany and go and have a look at the schools, go and meet the people. Because once you see the schools in action, I think you'll see that what I'm saying isn't just words, but it's reality.